Hello everybody, welcome back to Pixie Woo. Today's makeup video that I'm going to do for you is of Kristen Stewart. Loads of people have asked for it on the Facebook wall and she has got a kind of reddy cranberry coloured eyeshadow on. It was done by Bo Nelson, who is the founder of Beauté. So I'm going to use his lip gloss. We have emailed him and got a few of the products that he used, although I don't have them all. I'll be able to tell you what he used. And he actually didn't use this lip gloss, but the one that he did use I have at home because I love it. So I've had to find another one that's very similar. Right, let me get started. Right, hair out the face. I'm going to start off with a little bit of foundation, and I've chosen to use MAC Face and Body Foundation for this look, purely because her skin looks like she hasn't got too much on. So I'm going face and body. Give it a good shake. Great thing about this foundation is the more you buff it into the skin, the more coverage it gives you. Now I'm going to leave the skin to set for a little while and move on to the eyes. And for the eyes he used a cream paint pot or eyeshadow underneath the eye, and I'm going to use a black tracks from MAC fluid line, and I'm then going to push that over the eye. So that's going to work as a base for the product to cling to, for the eyeshadow to cling to, should I say. I'm then going to get a MAC 217 and just check that that's nicely softened through the eye. Next, a little bit of taupe eyeshadow, taupe blusher or eyeshadow, the same. And he used this really softly through the socket line. So it's just adding a little bit of warmth through the socket line. A bit more of the black, but this time underneath the eye. And then a clean 239 just to buff that through. And then again, a bit more black. And then a brush to buff that in. And then the colour that he's pushed over the top is Cranberry, which is this one here. This is a MAC eyeshadow, and I'm going to take a clean 239 and push that over the top. So keep building with it and push the Cranberry. Right over the top of the eye. And then I want to run that just underneath the eye too. Now I'm going to go in with a tiny bit more taupe through that socket. And then you need a really dark grey black just for this very corner here. I don't actually have one. I can't find my typographic anywhere, which is the one I wanted. So I'm going to use a very small amount of carbon. So that's just going on the outer corner of the eye. And then using a 217 to buff that in. The reason I'm doing one eye at a time is because you have to work reasonably quick with these products as I've put a cream base underneath. A little bit of the darker colour black just underneath the eye. I'm then going to add a little bit of black smolder, and this is going to go right inside the eye, so right inside on the waterline. And on the top line as well. So close the eye to do this. And very much in the corner here. Then back in with the black liner and a Louise Young fine liner brush. And the finest amount of black is just ran along the lash line, but not flicked out. I'm then going to add some mascara, and I have got Eyelaw Skinny Lash Mascara, Skinny Brush Mascara. And then for the other eye. I'm not going to talk through this eye. I probably will actually. Bit of black. Then for a little bit of tape on a rope. Then push the cranberry right over the top. And underneath. A little bit of black just through the corner of the eye. Just to add a tiny bit of depth. And a tiny bit under the eye. So much easier when we're told what products to use. You actually think, it's the right colours. Okay, then, bit of smolder inside the eye. Right in the very corner. Pulling down so it gets rid of any pinkness you can see through the lash line. And then close the eye and inside as well. Back in with my gel liner and my brush, and a very fine line along the lash but not flicked out. Okay, through the brows he also used the same colour taupe on the brows. Might be a tiny bit warm for me, bearing in mind her hair's a teensy bit redder than mine in the visual. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more, I'm going to go still warm with espresso. I'm also just going slightly straighter with my brows. Hers are a little less arched than mine. Right, I'm going to do the same with the other ones, so it means I have to go in with taupe first. Stace, how do you say taupe or taupe? Which do you say?
I say taupe, but I think it's taupe, isn't it?
Yeah, I say taupe as well, so does my mum. But I think it's taupe on a rope.
Yeah.
I'm loving this 219 for brows, I have to say. Right, in with a bit of espresso. I can't wait for the next Twilight to come out off makeup tutorial subjects. I absolutely love them. I love the books too. Okay, so there's the eyes done. I'm then going to go back in with the skin. I'm going to use a little bit of Moisture Cover Concealer. This one is in NW20. I'm keeping the skin reasonably light. So a little bit of that under my eyes. A little bit around my nose. A Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Blush, this one is. I'm going to work that in under the eyes. And I'm pulling downwards because I don't want to disrupt the makeup around the nose. I'm also going to draw on a couple of freckles because you can see her freckles through very slightly, and I love that about the makeup, that the skin's light but the eyes are so fierce and heavy. So I've got two brow pencils, both by Anastasia, one in Ash Blonde and one in Brunette, and I'm just going to softly push them onto the face. Got a few on my nose. So I'm actually going in quite heavy with it first, and then I'm going to soften it. Okay, so I'm just going to powder the skin into place, and I'm going to use a Chanel powder. This one is in Natural Finish Loose Powder in 20 Clear, which is translucent, and I'm going to push that onto the skin so as not to disturb the makeup or the freckles. So you can see they're very slightly showing. I don't want them to show too much. Just a teensy bit. I'm then going to add a tiny bit of bronzer, hardly any at all, and this one is MARC Pro Bronze, which looks like that. And then for the lip, and I have got Beauté lip gloss. This one is in Heroin 001, although he used Wanted. Sorry, I have that at home. So there you have the finished look. Hope you've enjoyed that. I think it's a really nice one. I really like the colours, and sometimes the reddy tones can be really hard to wear, so that helps a lot. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you all soon. Bye bye.